Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. Hello. Alright, what is going on, guys? I can't even act excited for this. I'm gonna make an entire video as to why this Overlord collab has been dog water. But I don't know what SHALLTEAR's first skill is. Her despair skill is terrible because she doesn't even give like a proper buff. She just gives herself 30% ult gauge, which, great, I don't need you to do that. But let's go ahead and take a look at what her first skill does. Okay, ult, and then 80% defense. So she gives an ult buff and a huge defense down buff, as well as the despair. I mean, that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. I was expecting ult damage, but I guess the defense down isn't terrible if it's like 80%. Maybe that goes up to 100. I actually don't know which one of those two is going to increase. Maybe the ult damage goes up to 100 or the defense goes up to 100. I actually don't know. So, I mean, realistically, you probably shouldn't summon for SHALLTEAR. I've got 600 crystals. I'm going to put these two multis in. Quite frankly, this game owes me an easy SHALLTEAR because of how obnoxious it was to pull Shizu. But, you know, whatever. We're just going to do it because, you know, content. Why not? But we're just going to skip this. Yep, that's what I thought. We're just going to skip both multis. I don't care. Yeah, fucking whatever. Like, honestly, having this unit is not going to make or break your team. You're actually probably better off just using other units. So, don't summon for SHALLTEAR. If you have Dark Millum, just shard up Dark Millum so you can skill fuse her and just use her for your ult buffer and another orb changer. I couldn't think of the word orb for a second. If you don't have the shards to get Millum up, then Shizuka works, Mirai works, Jean works for the ult buff. There's a plethora of other characters you can use in that slot. I'm not going to get all up in arms about SHALLTEAR. I like SHALLTEAR, but whatever. Honestly, this Overlord collab has been so terrible that even though her first skill is technically good, I just can't be asked to give a shit. Like, SHALLTEAR is bad, really. Like, she's aight. We go ahead and take a look at Albedo and Albedo and Shizu. Albedo is terrible. Shizu is okay. Look, Shizu's pretty damn good. Shizu's really good, but that's just because of her triple ult swap. You take that away, she's not. She literally loses like 80% of her value. Usually, you take a skill away from a unit, they lose half their value. With SHALLTEAR, you remove one of her skills, she loses none of her value because she didn't have much to begin with. Albedo, you remove one of her skills, she loses no value because she had little to begin with. And Shizu loses about 90% of her value if you remove one of her skills, which is interesting, but if anything, it actually proves how good of a unit she is. And then between Ainz and Rimuru, if you pull Rimuru, he's the better pull on the banner. Ainz is easily replaceable with any dark fucking DPS unit. Genuinely. You don't even need to use him. Use Jean. Like, no, use Violet. Like, legitimately use Violet. Use Mirai as your fucking DPS. You've got all these other supports. Use Mirai as your DPS. Fuck it. I don't get it. I really don't. But SHALLTEAR exists. If you absolutely must, summon for her. If not, just leave it alone. The Overlord collab is an L at the end of the day. That's about it. I'll see y'all in the next video.